So as I look at three strategic trends that I'm monitoring in governance, risk, and compliance in 2022, they come to agility, resiliency, and integrity. The agility is the ability to see the environment, to see what's coming at us, what we can call horizon scanning, not necessarily the here and now, but what's coming at us next week, next month, 3 or 6 months or next year. How are things developing in the economy and the regulatory environment? What's going to impact us? And the agility is the ability to navigate the environment, to optimize the organization. We see something coming, we prepare. We don't have issues because we're prepared. Or maybe we can even leverage it to our advantage for opportunity and risk management. Resiliency is that ability to recover quickly, ability to recover from events and get back in the game. Both these are very important, but they are different, but they're symbiotic. If you take an example of running, which both those previous slides, you can imagine that the guy was running. The agility is the ability to be able to see the obstacles that in front of us as we're running and be able to work around them or leap over them. While resilience is if I trip over that obstacle and fall flat on my face, how quickly can I get back up and running again? Organizations in their risk management program today need to be both agile and resilient. Agility is that ability to move quickly and easily, the ability to think and understand quickly. Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness, the ability of a substance or object to spring back into shape, elasticity. I've been doing some evaluation of the operational resilience requirements and guidance around the world. In the United Kingdom, you have the FCA, PRA, Bank of England Operational Resilience Regulation, and we've got a deadline coming up for that in March of this year. In the EU, you've got DORA, the Digital Operational Resilience Act. And across the world, you've got Basel and the Bank for International Settlements and their definition of operational resilience. In the United States, you've got the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, and their operational resilience guidance. You know which one I like the most? The United Kingdom's. It's the shortest definition of operational resilience, but it's the only one that brings in the idea of agility, not just resilience. You look at the US one is a pretty good definition because it tells you that resilience is the outcome of effective operational risk management. It's about bringing resilience and continuity into risk. But you look at the US, the EU, and the Basel Bank for International Settlements definition, and it's really all about resilience being the recovery from events. It's only the one in the United Kingdom where in the regulation it's asking and looking for how do you prevent events, not just recover from them or avoid events. So we need to be able to take a top-down as well as a bottom-up approach, where we have business agility and risk management, as well as operational resilience and risk. From the business top-down, being able to understand the environment, what's coming at us, how do we leverage, how do we prepare? From the operational resilience, how do we prepare our systems, redundancy and recovery, and focus on those elements. Now, I talked about the two aspects of agility and resilience. The third thing that I'm monitoring in GRC in 2022 is integrity. Does the organization pretend it is something else? If we communicate to the world in our ESG, which is such a hot topic right now, environmental social governance, our code of conduct, our values, our ethics, our regulatory commitments and obligations, if we tell this to the world, is that who we really are? When we look in that corporate mirror, what we say we are is that's what is reflected back at us. That's integrity. And we're seeing a lot of focus on this, particularly with ESG right now. And you've got things like the Federal Reserve and the SEC and so many others putting some teeth into environmental social governance practices of organizations and financial services firms. This also means, as part of integrity, that we have accountability, which is different from responsibility. And I've already stated this, but responsibility, I can outsource. I can take tasks and give them to somebody else. I can take responsibilities and give them to somebody else. Accountability is the buck stops here. I might have told somebody else to do that, but if they don't do it, I have to answer for it still. That's accountability. Integrity requires that there's accountability for different areas of risk and compliance. And we're seeing this around the world with some of the accountability regimes in financial services, like the United Kingdom's SMCR, Senior Managers and Certification Regime, Ireland's SEER, Senior Executive Accountability Regime, Australia's what was BEAR, the Banking Executive Accountability Regime, that's now become FEAR. That's the best name for a regulation I've ever encountered, the FEAR regulation, the Financial Executive Accountability Regime, Hong Kong's Managers in Charge, Singapore's Individual Accountability and Conduct Regime. It's all about accountability. Like in the United Kingdom, you have to have 28 senior management functions in different areas of risk. And if there's an issue, that senior management function, if there's willful wrongdoing, can go to jail. Or if there's misconduct, if there's negligence or lack of due diligence, they can be personally fined. Barclays CEO was fined 640,000 pounds for a whistleblower infraction that he had to pay out of his bank account, not the bank's bank account, because of UK SMCR. We're seeing greater accountability being focused on risk management in different domains and areas.